Okay, good morning. We are back on the big site this week for a catch up, and we have massive news because finally, what a okay, we'll go again. Ready? Yeah. Okay.
Do you know who that was?
No idea.
No,
who was it?
No idea.
Okay, good morning. We are back on the big site for a catch-up this week, and we have got massive news and a major stage of the development turning point because we are ready to open our brand new road. In fact, spin round. Okay, so no, it is not quite as big a reveal as I wanted it to be because the road is not fully in, and the reason, or we have two reasons actually as to why that's not happened. First one is that in lamppost again. If we think back or look back to the last video, we had all the paperwork done, we've provided it all, but we still haven't had the go ahead to move it, so that hasn't been able to be moved, so we can't put that side of the splay in. The next big problem we've had is down here. Now what we've got here is a massive problem because this is the last chamber of the poo pipe, and from there it connects in where we did the connection under the road that we had the problems with, that Anmac sorted out, and that's all done. That's fantastic. Looking back again, we had nothing but trouble because the poo pipe in the road kept blocking. I'm standing here at the minute, and although you guys can't appreciate this, it very much smells at the minute like James from JDC before he's brushed his teeth in the morning, because that is pretty much full to the top of crap because this pipe in the road has yet again blocked, or the pumping station at the bottom is not working. That means that although we can bench this one up, which luckily we did do where the poo is in it, we can't actually take the bungs out of the next section to release that through, and we can't actually finish the chambers off to seal everything. So at the minute the odour is coming out the top. We can't stop that until this is gone, let all that poo go back down the road where it should be, instead of us having everybody else's poo come onto site. We can finish this off, we can do the brickwork, and then that will be built up. We have, however, managed to get a section of the road done. Look at this. So like I say, we have achieved managing to get this section of the road in. Now, what we've done here is we've had to stop, and we haven't put the topping on. So there's a 40mm layer left to go on top of this, and that's the asphalt that finishes off the tarmac road. The reason we haven't put that down is because we want it all to go in one hit all the way through to the road, and this section here now is the section that we can't complete because we can't bench that last chamber up, we can't build the tops up because it smells like James's breath, and we've also got that other chamber to go in before the surface water then goes off that way. But what we needed to do was to release the site there for the Trent 2 building to go on. And in order to release that, we had to provide that access through to the customer said building that we've finished off over there. So what we've done is we've put 100mm of base coat in. The stone build up we've already been through in the past, but we put 100mm of 32mm base course in here. On top of that, we have then put 60mm of 20mm binder course, and then all we've got left afterwards is the 40mm of the asphalt to go on the top as the road surface. But like I say, we can't do that until that entire strip can be done in one hit. If we go further up, so like I say, all this is now in. We've got the entrance from the Trent car park that comes round, that goes into the new entrance there. We've sailed the road past customer said building, which is where we're going to have our holding compound up the top, and that's where the planning stopped of where we were going. We've still got the pavements to tar yet, but they'll go in afterwards. So we are getting somewhere near now. Downside at this stage now is now we've got this down, we don't want all of our kit and machinery running over it left, right and centre. Hence why we put the holding compound up the top, which is effectively accessed from the outside of this tarmac road for any tracked vehicles as opposed to wheeled. But we are already coming into the back end. We never really had much of a summer, and we haven't had a great deal of dry weather down here, and it's about to start coming wet again at some point. So what we've decided to do now is we've already got that side on the outside of the pavement there sort of dug off ready. We've got to scrape that through. We're going to run that level at the minute relative to what the curbing level is on the side of the road. We're going to allow for what we're going to do in terms of topping and concrete and so on, and we're going to stone that through ready. So although at the moment it will seem quite low in comparison to what we've got this side, it will be ready for any form of finishing, whether that be a unit and concrete, whether that be tarmac, whether that be a new entrance going in, all of them bits. At least we've got a stone road then that we will use for construction purposes, so we're not carting all the crap from the site onto this road constantly and having to clean it left, right and centre. We've also got the stone is already here. It's just unfortunate it's that side of the road because we've got to ship it from there to there, but that will then clear off the Trent 2 site, and at that point we can then get the foundations in, because I'm adamant we're going to have the frame up and the roof on before the weather turns or before Christmas. Christmas is the deadline, Chris, for getting this building up with the roof on, and in fact for good measure I want it concreted as well, and then January, February and March we can look at cladding the building and doing all the internal works while the ground allows us, because the rest of the ground will be that wet we can't do anything with it. This ground will be all hard standing, we can get on with that. Last thing, so although we're not going to top the road, we are going to top the tarmac off now this side of the ACOs, which runs down the centre line between effectively customers building and Trent 2. We're going to get the topping done in there, because that means then the customer can do their line marking of where the car parking space is in and the hatching outside the doorways where they don't want people parking. They're in and they're operational now, so they want to make sure that they can finish their bits and we can do that final handover. Albeit we are still waiting for utilities to come and finish the electric cable so we can get final sign off from building regs. At the minute we're effectively back feeding them from our supply, and that's how they're being fed, but we want it signed off properly, so we need that last bit to get it over the line. But once that has been topped, we'll pull a line through at the end of the ACOs, knowing full well that the tarmac on that side will be done when Trent 2's building is getting nearer completion. And like I say, I'm hoping if we can get a bloody answer on that lamppost and we can sort out the poo pipe and all the rest of it down there, we can finish that last section off again before the weather really turns on us, because that is probably the wettest part of the site, with the exception of where the attenuation pond is. We need that finished, because otherwise we are goose then until probably August 2052 if there's a heat wave. So that's got to be done, we've got to get that done, but that will finish this off, and then we can just finish that last little bit of fencing, put a bit of landscaping in with a nice little tree planted either side with a gate, fence the site off, job done. So that's it for the big site. If you like what you've seen this week, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and we will leave you with a massive tarmacking montage. Boom.